Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Sports PSP. Hope everyone's enjoying a fantastic day. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the Sports PSP podcast every Friday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on YouTube. As my good friend, Undisputed World Champ, always says, the highlight of Friday nights. But man, I got some breaking news regarding the world of basketball, and that is the New York Knicks and Tom Thibodeau. After 5 seasons in New York, the New York Knicks have let go of Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau finishes his time with the New York Knicks. I'm reading an article here from NBCnews.com. He finishes with a 226, 174 overall record with the team, including a 24-23 record in the postseason. The New York Knicks have decided to let go of Tom Thibodeau. Um, Tom Thibodeau has done a lot of good for the New York Knicks. You know, 4 out of the 5 seasons as the head coach, he's helped them get to the playoffs. First year, they lost in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. Year two, they missed the playoffs. Year three, they lost in the semifinals to the Miami Heat. Last year, they lost to the semifinals to the Indiana Pacers. And this season, they lost to the Indiana Pacers. Mind you, they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. First time since 2000. I got to be honest with you. Even though some people were not, even though some Knicks fans, some in the media may not be surprised with the firing of Tom Thibodeau, actually kind of was. Because considering the job that Tom Thibodeau has done for the past 5 seasons, you would think, okay, he would still keep his job. But New York Knicks, Jim Dolan, Leon Rose decided to look into a different direction. Now, look, Tom Thibodeau, he deserves his criticism with the New York Knicks in terms of the adjustments. But when you look at the New York Knicks this postseason, the reason why they lost to the Indiana Pacers is because the Indiana Pacers, they were too fast paced, up tempo, their offense. Obviously, better coaching because Rick Carlisle, Tom Thibodeau. Rick Carlisle is a better head coach. He's back in Indiana. He's won a championship back in his days in Dallas in 2010 when he defeated the Big Three the first year with LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh. The New York Knicks, man, firing Tom Thibodeau. Now the question is, what's next for the Knicks? Who are they going to have as their replacement? And it seems to me with head coaches nowadays, doesn't matter if you win a championship, doesn't matter if you go that far in the playoffs, you're going to be fired. Because you look at Mike Budenholzer after winning a championship for the Milwaukee Bucks. When they won the championship in 2020, 2021, that was their first time since 1971, 50 years. Okay. Then you look at Michael Malone, who was the former head coach of the Denver Nuggets. A couple of years ago, Denver won the championship. And then a few years later, he ends up getting fired. So the New York Knicks decided to fire Tom Thibodeau. The question is for the New York Knicks, who are they going to have as their next head coach? Because you look at the Eastern Conference, other than Indiana, there's still Cleveland in their way. Boston, I believe they will take a step back because of losing Jason Tatum, who's going to be out for the rest of this upcoming season because of the Achilles. I mean, you've done your part, New York. I mean, you got Karl Anthony Towns in the trade. You trade up so much to get Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson coming off another All-Star year, winning Clutch Player of the Year. OG. I actually thought that the New York Knicks would beat the Indiana Pacers because this time they would be healthy compared to last year in the playoffs. And I was wrong. If you want to say they fired Thibodeau because of the lack of adjustments he made in the playoffs, if you want to say they fired him because this was the Knicks true chance to get to the NBA Finals the first time since the lockout season going back to 1998, 1999. If you want to say that the Knicks are tired with Thibodeau not making enough adjustments on offense or whatever the case may be, I look at with the New York Knicks, there's a culmination of things. Karl Anthony Towns in game 6 didn't have a great shooting performance in game 6, but at the same time, if there's one thing I can call out Karl Anthony Towns for, them dumb fouls. He commits dumb fouls during the game. And another problem with the New York Knicks that they've had was turnovers. Was turnovers um overall in the season. I mean, when you look at the scoreboard, if you look at the box score against the Indiana Pacers, if you look at it, Indiana had a better high field goal percentage. They shot 17 to 33 from 3-point range. New York 9 to 32, which is 28.1%. Indiana shot better from the free throw line, 84.2%. New York 65.4. Now, New York did their part as far as rebounds, especially offensive rebounds, particularly by one Mitchell Robinson. But defensive rebounds, Indiana had more assists, they had more steals, they had more blocks, but the turnovers, New York Knicks had 18 total turnovers in game 6. And if you want to say they fired Thibodeau because in game 1, they had a big lead in the fourth quarter. And yeah, the New York Knicks in game 1 choked, which led to the game tying shot by Tyrese Halliburton impersonating Reggie Miller's choke sign. If you want to say they fired Thibs because they feel like Thibs didn't make the right types of adjustments in the playoffs, or they feel like they can do a better job, who knows? But the New York Knicks, they better find somebody. Could they look at Johnny Bryant, who is a former Knicks associate? Should the New York Knicks look at Johnny Bryant, considering the job he did with the Cleveland Cavaliers this season? I mean, he did spend 4 seasons in New York. I'm reading an article here from the New York Post, Bridget Reilly. He did spend 4 years with the New York Knicks from the 2021 season through the 2023-2024. He spent the first 6 seasons of his coaching career as an assistant for the Utah Jazz. And the Phoenix Suns are looking at him for as a head coaching finalist. So if you're James Dolan, you better find a head coach. If you're Leon Rose, you better find a head coach. Because if you fire Thibs and if the New York Knicks regress, New York Knicks fans are going to get furious and they're going to complain. I got to be honest with you. I am shocked with the firing of Thibs because Thibs has gotten this far for the New York Knicks. Again, this is the New York Knicks' first time they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals since 2000. A lot of great excitement for Knicks and the city of New York. Of course, Madison Square Garden is the mecca of basketball and a mecca of places to attend. It was supposed to be the Brooklyn Nets of basketball because during the free agency of 2019, they acquired both Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And the following year, they acquired James Harden in a trade. It was supposed to be the Brooklyn Nets to be the face of basketball for New York. Now it's the New York Knicks now because of Jalen Brunson. Now because of Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, all the other pieces. And the Knicks getting to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000, and now they fired Thibs. The New York Knicks better say to themselves, okay, we could find a better head coach out there. Could it be Thibs? Who knows? Could it be Michael Malone? Because he did win a championship with the Denver Nuggets. Could it be any type of head coach that's out there available that the New York Knicks can believe that they could feel like whoever they hire can do just as good, if not a better job than Tom Thibodeau? That's what the New York Knicks are thinking. It's really shocking I'm kind of surprised though that he was fired considering what he did for the New York Knicks. But hey, it just seems to me with coaches nowadays in the NBA, regardless of what you do, regardless if you gone far in the playoffs or even win a championship, you're getting fired. You look at Michael Malone with the Denver Nuggets a few years ago. He helped the Denver Nuggets win a championship. And before the playoffs, just before the start of the NBA playoffs, the Denver Nuggets fired him. Mike Budenholzer, years ago, helped the Milwaukee Bucks win a championship the first time since 1971. He gets fired. The Bucks had Adrian Griffin as their head coach. I think like halfway of the season, they fired him. They replaced him with Doc Rivers, which was a mistake because Doc Rivers, he hasn't been to the conference finals since 2011 and multiple 3-1 leads that he's blown. And he's choked too many times in the playoffs. So the New York Knicks, they feel like, you know what, we can do better. We've gotten this far. We feel like if we could get the right type of coach to help this team, we go farther. I hope for the New York Knicks case that is the case. But if they hire whoever as a head coach, and if the New York Knicks regress, oh, believe it or not, New York Knicks fans are going to be furious. They're going to be furious. Knicks fans are going to be booing. And they're like, wait a minute. We fired Thibs. We get this type of head coach and we regress. So the New York Knicks better do their homework. Should they look at Johnny Bryant as the head coach? Yes. Or any type of head coach. Should they look at Michael Malone? Sure. But they better find the right type of one to help out this team. But yes, if you want to say that the New York Knicks decided to fire Thibodeau because the lack of adjustments he made in the playoffs, his history of players running them under the ground, even though this season there wasn't really that many injuries, fine. But you better find the right type of head coach if you are New York, because you look at their excitement right now. The way that the New York Knicks are doing so well is not only great for New York, but it's also great for basketball. And if you sabotage it, James Dolan, Leon Rose, by hiring another head coach, and if they regress, New York Knicks fans, the New York press, the New York media, they're going to criticize you. Not saying that the New York Knicks will completely fall off like they've done in the past under the Jim Dolan stewardship. But the New York Knicks, you better find a head coach, because it's still since 1973 they've won a championship. You haven't been to the finals since 1998, 1999, the year of the lockout. So you better do something if you're in New York. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Do you think that the New York Knicks made the right decision to fire Tom Thibodeau? What's next for the New York Knicks? Should they look at Johnny Bryant? Should they look at Michael Malone or Mike Budenholzer as their next head coach? And what do you think was the reason why Tom Thibodeau was fired? Please leave your comments in the comment section below. It's your boy Sports PSP. Enjoy the rest of your day and peace.